Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be making this beautiful shift dress with a style at the front. Okay, so if this looks like what you're interested in, watch to the end, and please consider hitting the subscribe button and also give the video a thumbs up. Let's dive into the video. This is a piece of fabric I'm going to be using for this, and this is folded into four. Okay, this is the front and then this is the back, right? It's not like folded, but it's going to have opening in all four places, in all the centers. For the back, it's going to have a zip, and for the front, it's going to have a slit. Okay, so this is 1 2 3 4. All right, so we are going to go ahead and start cutting. Okay, so now here, this is the front, right? And we are going to be joining the front with 1 inch, and we are going to be using 1 inch as the zipper allowance for the back. Okay, so this is what we have. Now I'm going to be removing that 1 inch before we start taking our neck width. Okay, we are going to remove 1 inch before we start taking our neck width. Remember, 1 inch is the joining for the front. Remember, the front has a slit, and the front has a slit and the back has a zipper. Okay, so I'm going to be removing that 1 inch for the joining of the front before I start taking my neck measurement. From that 1 inch that we remove, we are going to be taking our neck width, and we are going to be using 5 inches for the width. Okay, you can use 4, you can use 6, depends on what works for you. All right, so because I don't want it to be too wide, let me use 4 inches for the neck width. Okay, so now this is the neck width for both front and the back, and from that same 1 inch we removed, I'm going to be measuring the half of my shoulder measurement. But this gown we are making is a together shoulder gown, so I'm going to be adding, after dividing my shoulder measurement by 2, I'm going to add my sleeve measurement. So the shoulder I'm working with is 15, that is 7.5 plus 9 inches for the sleeve. Okay, that is going to give us 16.5, right? Then I'm going to place 16.5 here. Okay, plus 1 inch for the sleeve, for the folding of the sleeve, that is going to give us 17.5. So we are going to mark 17.5 here. Okay, so on that tip where we marked 17.5, we are going to come down by 1.5 for the slant, for the shoulder slant, and from there I'm going to slant my shoulder from the neck part. Okay, this is what we have. All right, so for the neck depth, the back is going to be 1.5. The back neck depth is going to be 1.5, right? The back neck depth is going to be 1.5, and the front neck depth is going to be 8 inches. Okay, and remember, the front is going to be a V neckline, and the back is going to be round. Okay, so this is what we have. This is the neckline for the front, and this is neckline for the back. All right, so for the round sleeve, you're going to divide your round sleeve measurement by 2. Okay, from here, from the slant we came down by, divide your round sleeve measurement by 2, and then just place your round sleeve there. Okay, from this slant here, go down by your round sleeve measurement divided by 2. Okay, so the round sleeve you're working with is 16 inches. Okay, and I'm going to add 1 inch for the extra allowance. Okay, because this is going to be a free gown. Okay, now this is the sleeve we are working with, right? So on that part, what I'm going to do is to divide my bust measurement by 4. Remember, any measurement you are taking it from this 1 inch that we went in by in the front. Okay, any measurement you are taking, take it from that 1 inch. Then from that 1 inch, you are going to divide your bust measurement by 4. Okay, you are going to divide your bust measurement by 4, and whatever you have is what you are going to place here. Okay, so the bust I'm working with is 42 inches. The bust I'm working with was 2 inches, divided by 2 is 21, divided by 2 again, that is divided by 4, is going to give us 10.5 inches. Then you're going to add extra 1 inch for the freeness. Okay, so instead of 10.5, you're going to mark 11.5 on the bust part. Okay, so like this, as you can see, just connect like this. Can you see the way I connected the armhole to meet the bust line? Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is to measure from my shoulder to my waistline. Okay, and the shoulder to my waistline I'm using is 28 inches. Okay, so this is my hip line, dot my waistline. From my shoulder to my hip line is 28 inches. So on that part, from that 1 inch we went in by, I'm going to go ahead to divide my hip measurement by 4 and also impute the measurements here. Okay, so the hip measurement we are working with is 45, right? So when we divide it by 2, we are going to have 22 and half, right? When we divide that same 22 and half by 2, remember we are dividing everything by 4. Okay, so divide by 4, and then whatever you have, this is what I have here. Then I'm going to add additional 1 inch for the freeness. Okay, additional 1 inch for the freeness. And also don't forget to be also adding your sewing allowance, which can be 1 inch or 2 inches after adding the extra 1 inch for it to be free. Remember that what we are making is a free dress. Okay, so now you're going to go ahead and connect. And remember that this is a free dress and it's going to be an A-line dress, so go ahead and connect it in an A-line form. Okay, I hope you understand this. So this is what we have, right? Now just go ahead and take the length. So the length we are working with here is 40 inches. Okay, and you are going to add extra 2 inches for the folding allowance. Okay, so this is what we have. All right, remember to add your 1 inch for the sewing allowance. Okay, so this is what we have. This is what we are going to go ahead and cut out. So let me go ahead and cut. So this is now the neck part. We are going to go ahead now and cut out the neck part. Okay, now this is the neck for the front. Now we are only cutting the front. This is the front, right? We are only cutting the front, and this is the neckline for the front. Okay, and this is the neckline for the back. This is the neckline for the back, right? Now we're going to cut the back. All right, so I'm going to open it up. So now let me go ahead and take away the front so that you can work on the back. Okay, this is the back, and what you want to do for the back is to eliminate zip bulge, which we always do by going in on the waistline, minusing 0.5 inches on the waistline. Okay, so from the shoulder to my waistline, I'm going to take measurement from my shoulder to my waistline. When I got the measurement, this is the measurement, this is my waistline, right? Then there I'm going to go in this zipper side by 0.5 inches. Okay, then that 0.5 inches I'm going to connect it in a slanted form up and down on the chest line, then down to the hip line. Okay, so this is what we have, just to eliminate zip bulge. Alright, so we are done with cutting. We are going to go ahead and start sewing. Okay, I'm going to pipe the neck. So I'm going to be cutting out a fabric in a bias form that I'm going to use to pipe the neck. Okay, so I'm going to be using this piece of fabric here, and I'm going to be cutting it out in a bias form. We already know how to cut something out in a bias form. Cutting something out in a bias form is just like cutting it slant like this. Okay, so I'm going to cut out in a bias form fabric I'm going to be using for the piping, because I'm not going to be lining this. Okay, so if you are going to be lining yours, then you can just cut out your lining instead of cutting out a bias fabric. All right, I hope you understand this. Now this is what we have. We are going to go straight to our sewing machine, and then we are going to start piping. Okay, so the first thing we are going to do once we are seated in our sewing machine is to join here. Okay, we are going to join this front here. We are going to join till we get to the slit. Remember, it has a slit at the front, so we are going to join till we get to wherever the slit is going to stop. Okay, once we get there, we are going to stitch, and then after doing that, we are going to go ahead and pipe. Okay, we are going to go ahead and pipe the neckline. Okay, so we're also going to do the exact same thing for the back. We are going to go ahead and pipe the neckline of the back as well. So here, after I was done joining the front, all I went ahead to do is to press it, give it a nice ironing, open it up, the joining in the front, open it up and iron. Okay, after ironing, I went in with my suede bias. So what I'm holding here is called a suede bias. That is what was used to achieve that style in the front. So in my experience, this is not meant to be ironed through the front. So if you must iron it, press it through the back, as you see me doing in the picture, in the video. And if after joining you will still want to iron, please iron through the back of the dress. Okay, so now this is how you are going to be placing it. Just place it on the dress and then sew on both sides. Right, as you can see, there's a joining in the center of this dress, so place one in one side of the joining and the other one in the other side of the joining, making it as close as possible. Okay, so watch closely. Place it like this on the neck part, then sew on both sides, then bring it down and sew through the joining till we get to the down part. So this is what we have after we are done joining. Okay, can you see? I finished joining and I also press. All right, can you see what the down part looks like? Okay, so now we are almost through. What we are going to do now is to join. Okay, we are going to join the shoulder with 0.5 inches. After joining the shoulder, we are going to go ahead and fold the sleeve. Okay, join the shoulder, fold the sleeve, shape. Now this depends on if you want it to have a pocket. I want mine to have a pocket, so while you are shaping, you are going to leave space for your pocket and shape. I also went ahead to fix my zipper for the back after piping the neckline. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and shape now. I'll shape and fold the down part as well. Okay, and after that, I'm going to show us the result of what we've done. We have, after we are done, right, this is what we have. Okay, so if you are yet to subscribe, please consider hitting the subscribe button and also give this video a thumbs up. Also share this video so more people can watch and benefit from this knowledge. Okay, so thank you very much for watching and I will see you again in the next one. Bye.